everybody. The guests just keep rolling in. Isaiah Pope is in the Findlay Hyundai Studios with us here on The Drive. And, of course, maybe a little bit of a touchy subject, but Isaiah just recently on his socials announced he is transferring, went in the portal, a couple weeks ago, right, Isaiah?
Yeah, like as soon as it opened up, I was in there.
Yep. And then announced not too long ago, Fresno State. You'll be taking your talents back to California, Mountain West, playing for the Bulldogs. Take me through, you opening up the recruiting process all over again. Was it wild? Was it crazy? What was it like going into the portal?
Yeah, it was a little hectic. I can't lie. Of course, I'm grateful, for all the interest and offers that everybody had thrown out. But I was answering a lot of calls every day for a couple weeks, and it was just a little bit stressful. Trying to make sure I get back to everybody and line up the visits that I wanted to take and be respectful to everybody's time and things like that. So, but I'm grateful because I remember I had no offers or interest coming out of high school. So it's a good feeling, but it was a little stressful. I can't lie.
Your journey, you didn't have offers out of high school. You go to a GNAC school in Humboldt State. Then Juddy finds you. You transfer to Utah Tech. Tell us about your time here, playing for Juddy, playing for the Trailblazers. You made some great memories here.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm very appreciative to Juddy and all the staff that I've been with my 3 years here. They've shown nothing but love, and I appreciate them, taking a chance on me, especially, I got out here during COVID. Like, COVID year was my first year. So I came sight unseen, and, they really made me feel at home. And, my leaving has nothing to do with them and all that. I have a lot of respect for everything that's going on at Utah Tech, so real appreciative.
Yeah. What ultimately was the decision to go in the portal? And you weren't the only one. Trey went in the portal. Frank went in the portal. I think Ajon's now in the portal. There's a number of guys. I know Isaac Finlayson went in the portal. Like, you were not alone jumping into the portal.
Yeah. For me personally, I can't speak for those other guys. But for me personally, I just feel like, I did everything that I could here, and, I was talking to my parents, and we just felt like it was best maybe to try to go a level up, you know what I'm saying, take my talents to, a little bit better competition, better conference. So, with my 1 year left, and I'm graduating here, and I don't really know if they have the master's program that I was looking for, and other schools did, and so I thought, I had to do what's best for me.
And Pope, I just want to commend you, man. It takes a lot of guts and courage to make that decision and know what's best for you. And sometimes people say, the grass isn't always greener on the other side, but you don't always know until you go and find that out. So we wish you all the best to it. But Fresno State, it's going to be fun, man. That's the Mountain West. We just saw San Diego State go on a nice run there all the way up to the national championship. We saw Utah State make a little run last year at the end. It's going to be some good competition. Talk to me a little bit about what it feels like going to the Mountain West and going into that conference.
It's very exciting. Like you said, San Diego State, Utah State, Nevada, Boise State, you know what I mean? Like, that's the type of teams that, I think I can compete against and play against, and play on TV every night and things like that. So, I'm excited for sure. I'm excited for the new journey and, new people and new competition and all that.
And Isaiah, talk about your new coach, Justin Hudson. He's really been thought of as one of the better recruiters in the Mountain West. In his first 4 years, he's got the most wins in Fresno State history in his first 4 years as the head coach. What's it going to be like playing for him opposed to Coach Judkins?
I think it's gonna be great. Coach Hutt is a great man. My family really liked him. He was very nice, very enthusiastic on my visit and stuff. And he made it clear that, he's a winner. He coached Paul George. He's good with Paul George because of Fresno State. He coached Kawhi. He coached a lot of professional players, in his time. So he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. And Juddy's a legend, of course. Utah will forever be, remembering John Judkins.
Absolutely.
And he's great. But, I'm from California. And so Coach Hutt is real well known in California, and he knows that, and he knows me. And we built a good connection over these last couple of weeks, and I just, I trust him with my next year.
What was the big selling point for Fresno? Because you had other schools in the WAC. Give us a list. How many schools did you have to choose from? How many offers did you actually have before you made the decision?
I think, complete offers, I probably had about 10 or 12. And interest was probably 30, So that's why it kind of took so long. I was in the portal for about a month before I made my decision because, gratefully I was getting a lot of interest. But, I did know I wanted to go in a bigger conference, and I knew if I could stay on the West Coast, it would be better because my parents like to come to a lot of the games. And so they would make the drive out here to St. George, about 5 hours, 5.5 to come see me as much as they could. And, like I was saying, Coach Hutt, he was talking what I wanted to hear, and I really believe him, and he really, believes in me and what I can do to help the team next year. And I'm still in California, and not that far, great conference, and it just all made sense. That Fresno State made the most sense out of all of my options.
How's it going to be not with your wingman, Frank Stain? I mean, he's going to Stephen F. Austin. You're going to Fresno State. You guys are, from what I understand, just best friends on and off the court.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it right now, man. I'm about to cry. But, nah, man, it's good. We've had a really good 3 years, and he's my boy. But, at the end of the day, you gotta do what's best for yourself. And he thinks that Stephen F. is the best for him. And I know he's going to go over there and do great. And he knows that I'm going to go to Fresno State and do my thing. And, it's just a part of life. And, he's from Southern California, too. So I'll see him when we're both back at home. And he's just a phone call away. But, yeah, it's gonna be tough without him there.
What's the ultimate dream scenario for you? I mean, obviously, you'd like to go in there. You'd like to become a starter, just like you found a spot in the starting lineup here. I'm sure you'd love to increase your points per game. I think you were just over 13 points per game, over 4 rebounds, over 2 assists. I mean, you really can play multiple positions. Like, what's ideal for you? What's the dream scenario going in for just 1 year at Fresno State?
The dream scenario is coming in, picking up a starting spot, like you said, around 30 plus minutes and just win some. San Diego State graduated a lot of people. Utah State just got a new head coach. The Mountain West is very open this upcoming year. And, me and Coach Hutt, we're talking, and we just, we want to go win some. We want to make it to the tournament. Mountain West is a 3 bid conference, maybe 4 bid. So there's a lot of spots to make it to the big dance, and that would be great for my last year. You know what I'm saying? So that's really my goal with that.
You talk a little bit about just kind of that postseason play. You guys got a taste of it this past year. It wasn't necessarily a tournament, not necessarily eligible for that yet. But getting into the WAC playing tournament, you guys had a lot of fun. You were an exciting team. Did that taste just kind of give you that much more motivation to get into those big games? And how excited are you? Because like you said, it really is open in the Mountain West. It's up for grabs for any team.
Yeah, 100%. That win we had against SFA and the WAC tournament, man, like that's a great feeling. I had never had that before until last year, unfortunately, because of the rules, transition rules and all that. So getting to see that and seeing, how the Mountain West gets down, making it all the way to the national championship this year. And, it's not a one big conference. Like, it just seems very possible, for me. And that would be great. You know what I mean? I want to hang up a banner somewhere, wherever I'm at. And, hopefully I can get that done next year.
Isaiah Pope hanging out with this future Bulldog, finishing up. You're going to graduate this spring. What's your degree in?
That's the plan. I'm supposed to graduate with a degree in communications.
I love it.
Yeah.
What do you want to do with that?
I plan on taking a master's at Fresno State it's like a teaching master's with an emphasis on coaching. So, maybe one day, I'll get on my Juddy type of vibe and maybe coach a little something. But, I don't know. Yeah, I do want to play professionally, whether it's overseas or in the NBA. So I want to get that done at least for a couple of years, and then I'll figure out a big boy job after that.
Was that kind of some of the motivation, trying to get to a bigger conference, just to get prove you could do it at a little bit higher level so that you can get a chance to play professionally?
Yeah, 100%. I think that you can play professional out of St. George and Utah Tech for sure, but I do think it might be a little bit better look if I do go to a higher conference and maintain the same level of play that I am. I think that'll help me, find an agent and get into the next level after next year.
As you open up the recruiting process, was it kind of, rewarding for you knowing you didn't have those offers out of high school, to have so much interest in you? Was it more enjoyable this time around, or was it more stressful this time around because you had so many choices you had to choose from?
They were both stressful, but I would say this time was way more enjoyable because I knew that I had somewhere to go. Last time I didn't know where I was going to go. But yeah, it feels great. You put in a lot of work. A lot of people don't see, hours and hours in the gym, in the weight room, by yourself with your teammates, late nights, early mornings. And, it really does feel good when it pays off and people have noticed, your game and the things you do. So it was great for sure.
What are you going to miss about St. George? Like, favorite restaurant you're going to miss? Where's your go-to spot?
Man, Angelica's is really good.
Yes.
Angelica's is great. I'm
Shout
not
out to
gonna lie.
Jack, the owner. I know Jack. I go there a lot
Yeah,
too.
I'll probably go there later today. It's Tuesday. I usually get Mexican food on Tuesday.
There you
He
go.
likes to get the
But,
Taco Tuesday, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna miss the people though. I've been here 3 years. I never thought I would end up in Utah, coming from Southern California, and I made a lot of good connections, a lot of friendships, a lot of memories. So, it's gonna be weird not coming down here anymore, but it's a part of life, like I said.
What's one saying that you're going to miss hearing out of the mouth of Coach Judkins or even one of the assistant coaches, Anthony or Jake or any of them?
Probably getting a stance. He's so big on defense. Or when he stomps the floor when you do something
The
wrong.
Juddy Stomp, that's famous.
Feels like you're gonna break the floor. But that's probably the best one is the stomp, man. The stomp is serious.
Yeah. Someday when you're coaching, you'll have to break out the Stomp just for Juddy.
I don't know how he does it. My feet are probably gonna be so hurting. I really don't know how he does it every time.
What are you going to work on? Is Coach Hutton and everybody at Fresno said, hey, we want you to work specifically on X, Y, and Z before you get out here? Or what's the off-season training program like for you?
We're gonna work on a lot of pick and roll stuff because we just signed a 6'10" from Arizona State and we already have a 6'10" already over there. So Coach Hutt is big on pick and roll reads and stuff like that. Really because that's what happens at the next level. Professional. If you watch the NBA, it's a lot of pick and rolls coming off screens, making a play. So I think that was one of the big things that he wants to work on, and of course, like my shooting and all that stuff like that, maintain that. But he was really big on pick and rolls and learning how to play with my new teammates and work off the bigs and things like that. So
California kid, who's your pick to win the NBA Finals? Who are you rooting for between the Kings and the Warriors, by the way? Because both California teams in that first round meeting.
man, I love Steph and Clay, I really do. But the Kings, that would be crazy. I'm all for the drama. So I would say, the Kings are up 2-0. I'll see them win it. De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk and all of them, they're playing great.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Steph already has 4 of them. Might as well let somebody else have another chance. You know what I'm saying?
It feels wide open in the West. It really does.
For sure.
If you're Draymond Green last night, did you see the play?
Where he stepped on him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sabonis kind of grabs his leg. He kind of jerks it out of the grasp and then steps on the sternum area. Like, does he get suspended? Like, if you're that player and somebody grabs your leg, like, what do you do in that situation? Because Shaq went to his defense. A lot of NBA players went to Twitter and defended Draymond, and now we got to wait and see if the league's going to review it and suspend him potentially for a game. We don't think he should be suspended.
No, I don't either. It was kind of a tough play, but it just looked like he was off balance and his foot just happened to end up, on his chest. Draymond does a lot of crazy things, but that one I really can't say that it looked like it was intentional, for sure.
That communications degree is paying off. Good analysis from Isaiah Pope. The Pope is in the building, hanging out with us here on the Fan Sports Network. Again, if you're just tuning in, Isaiah got 1 year of eligibility left, going to go get a master's degree and take his talents to Fresno State and play in the Mountain West. Isaiah, thanks for stopping by the show. Best of luck, and can't wait to keep eyes on you and turn on the tube and watch you from time to time next season, man.
Of course, appreciate it. You guys have been keeping it real since I've been here. I appreciate I've been on here before, and it's always been love, so thank you.
Yep. I love it. We'll take a time out and come back. If you missed any of this, we'll get it out on our socials. You can watch and listen to the full conversation with Isaiah Pope. It's been fun calling his games and watching his progressions here at Utah Tech. We'll take the break. Be right back. Solid, man. Pro's pro.
This is Josh with Downtown Furniture, and I'd like to